good, everyone? It's your boy Santo G, back at it, and today I got a little different one. I wanted to just shed some light on our lifestyle, our beliefs, our mentality, and just give you a little background, man. So, when I was a teenager in the early 2000s, all these neighborhoods around LA, it was pretty much a war zone. And all the popular people were pretty much the gang members. So it seems like a lot of people want to say that my generation got brainwashed to get put on the hood, to go to prison, so on and so forth, right? And now, because of that happening, there's not really any homies out here guiding this new generation. Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? What do I think? I think we have came a long way from where we were back then. At the age of 16 in 2008, I want to say March 2008, I caught this case in January, but it took them 2 months to build the case. So in March 2008, they took me in and they were pretty much trying to take my life away from me. And I was lucky and I got a second chance, but 90% of the juveniles that I was with, 14, 15, 16, some even 13. Shout out my homeboy, little man from Eastside Longo. I wonder whatever happened to the homie. He was 13 years old, facing like 3 attempts and like 2 murders. If I'm not mistaken, I think him and his crime, we both got like 50 or 90 to life, something like that. So, did we get brainwashed to go to prison? To be honest, I don't feel like we got brainwashed. I just feel like at that point in time, it was hectic and there was really a war going on. So it was bound to happen. It was something that my generation took it upon our hands to go through our thug thizzle and pretty much just establish our territories, push back, you know what I'm saying? Because it didn't just happen overnight. A lot of people, that's what y'all don't understand, is these wars, these frictions that happen, didn't happen overnight. It was years and years and years leading on to it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad we're past that part, because there was a lot of innocent people that lost their lives. A lot of families ain't never gonna be the same again. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like I owe it to the new generation and to you guys to talk about these things and shed light on them. Shed light on them, but in a positive way, not no negative way. I'm not out here bashing this barrio or that barrio. I'm not right here disclosing any information as far as that whole get down. I'm just letting you know our mentality and the way we felt, what led us to do what we did. And I'm only speaking by my own experience, how I felt. So let me rephrase that. I'm just speaking on how I felt, what led me to do what I did. You know, if you're new here, watch the video when I talked about 2 brothers killed the same year. That has a lot to do with it. And I have a couple of other homies that I'm still working on getting their commemoration, going to the cemetery and doing that as well. You guys help me out, give me that thumbs up, check out the content, give me a like, share, you know what I'm saying? Because I do need you guys to spread it too. I'm putting it on here, hoping that you guys get it and spread awareness and show it to whoever needs to see it. Because I have had people reach out to me like, hey, my son is doing this, he's on this path, or I have a relative that's on this path. In real life, a lot of you guys don't know this, but I'm a medical peer support specialist, and I help people with mental health and substance abuse. I help them in just letting them know my struggles, my story, that recovery is possible, rehabilitation is possible. That's what I do on my own life when I'm off this camera, aside from taking care of my family, taking care of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Just a little footnote, because I get a lot of people trolling, talking about get a job, do this, do that. You guys don't even know what's going on up here. and what's going on in this Gora and what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But I feel like in that era, I couldn't even go to the store. I wasn't even from the hood yet. I remember, shout out my homegirl Olivier. I was 15. I went to her quinceañera. That night of her quinceañera, I went with Lokes. And I had Lokes on the whole night. I was going to summer school, and on the way back from summer school, I ended up getting jumped and got a black eye. And that was another thing that kind of solidified it. Like, I'm getting shot at, I'm getting jumped. They're not even hopping out and asking. They just seeing how motherfuckers dressed, skin color, race, and they hopping out. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was a lot of that going on. Them two brothers that I shared the story with you guys, please go check that out. God bless their soul. They didn't even gangbang. They just grew up in the city. You know what I'm saying? So that alone just shows you the type of environment that we grew up in. And what kind of mentality are you going to have when you're young going to school? People that you chopped it up with the day before, next thing you know, you go, you seen them on a shirt. You seen them on a t-shirt with a RIP. How you going to feel when that's happening to your community? I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that was what was happening at the moment. And that's what led a lot of us to get involved, hands-on, get jumped in, and really be out there trying to patrol and in our minds, protect our people. Not knowing we're causing havoc and causing chaos to somebody else. You know what I mean? As a kid, you don't process that. Now as an adult, you kind of put yourself in everyone's shoes. At least I do. Before I do anything, I put myself in the other person's shoes. Now hold on, wait a minute. What's going on with their mind? What happened to them to let them to do this, or to let them to talk to you a certain way or whatever? You know what I mean? A lot of stuff is common sense. But it's sad that a lot of people don't have that nowadays. They don't have that common sense. So it did lead a lot of us to get busted, and therefore the new generation to fend for themselves. And you know what I mean? I think they've been doing a good thing with upholding their own. Stuff's a lot calmer, and big ups to all the youngsters out there, man. If you guys need to hear some wisdom, you know, check out my page. Like I said, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. All that time for guerra, war, going on holidays and all that, we surpassed that. That time's past. You got your territory, you got your streets. Now it's time for you to make some money. The same way you put all that energy into doing this, being the hardest, you can put that energy into making some money. You want your hood to be proud, to look at you like, oh, that's the homie. You want to be a G. A G nowadays is the only motherfucker with money. Making money moves and all that. That's what people look up to nowadays. You know what I mean? You could be the hardest stone cold killer or whatever, but if you ain't making no money moves and you just over here smoked out or something, ain't no way around it. You just gonna be, that's the G homie, but he's a smoker. You don't want to be no smoker. You don't want to be no J-Cat. Focus on making your feria and getting your family up out of here. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do. Me personally, I want to buy the biggest house in my neighborhood and fix up my community. Have backpack giveaways, have events, free concerts. That's my vision. Get on this merch game, get on this content game, get on this business tip, and the sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Any investors out there, man, I got a lot of talent. I got the mouthpiece. I got the wisdom. Stories for days, knowledge for days, man. Tap in. Let's get a podcast or something going, man. It's your boy Santo G. Unity, prosperity, and respect. Above all, just a little insight into the gangster mentality, man. Let's get it.